In addition to being one of the best exercises in the kettlebell world for building single leg strength and stability at the same time, it also happens to be an excellent glute strength builder and muscle developer. And one of the things that you're going to want to keep in mind if you are doing the full version, as I'm demonstrating here, is that the so-called non-working leg is actually working, and it works as a rudder of sorts. So you're not letting it just be limp and flaccid and flopping around all over the place. What you want to do is actively point it behind you to help you with the balance portion of things. It is very crucial that you do this, because if you do not, you're going to find that your balance starts to deteriorate very quickly, especially as fatigue builds up. So you're going to want to avoid this as much as possible. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to keep in mind is that even though this is generally a drill that allows you to build up a lot of strength and muscle with relatively light weights, you don't necessarily want to use your lightest kettlebells, because again, this is part of the strength portion of what we're doing. You want to go as heavy as you can for roughly 8 to 10 reps. So you want a weight that corresponds with that. If you do not have that and you are using something significantly lighter, you're going to be leaving a lot of strength gains on the table. So there is, in fact, a fix for this, and we're going to take a look at that right now. Although I'm sure it's going to get me pilloried by all of my colleagues, this is an excellent variation of the single leg deadlift. And one of the reasons why is because it takes out the necessity of the stability portion of the exercise. And some might argue, okay, well, that's a huge part of the benefit. But in this case, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build strength one leg at a time, which is how athletics happens, is how life happens in general. And so even though the stability portion is also something that you're going to want to train, ultimately, that is going to be something that will hold you back weight-wise. So for right now, the most important thing is making sure that you are using a heavy enough bell to give you a good enough challenge while not overly challenging your stability. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a sturdy chair or perhaps a door frame, something that you can hold on to that won't move around and won't slip. And you're going to perform the single leg deadlift as you would otherwise, but you're going to use your other hand to eliminate some of the stability challenge as well as help you where necessary. Now, I want to reiterate, the goal is not to go as heavy as you absolutely can with this. So you're not trying to use your heaviest bells necessarily, but you want to be able to find an 8 to 10 rep max with this movement, with the stabilized version, meaning using your hand to help you out, as a way of using a heavy enough weight to get the kind of stimulus that we're after. So ideally, it's probably going to be heavier than the bell you're going to be using for your overspeed eccentrics. Nothing else changes in terms of the technique. Nothing else changes in terms of the tempo that you're going to be using. Everything else stays the same. The main key here is that you're going to be using your non-working hand as a means of stabilizing yourself on something sturdy. So give these a try. I think you're going to find that not only do you get a much stronger reaction out of the legs and the glutes, but you're also going to be able to use a heavier kettlebell, which is going to make your lighter ones fly much, much easier. Enjoy.